All right, this one here is about the Boston Irish, the Italians versus the Bloods and the New York Car up in Raybrook. All right, sit there. I mean, you know, the Boston Irish brought the Bloods and the New York Car move, and I'm getting ready to tell you about it. All right. Man, I'm gonna tell you about, you know, the Boston Irish and the Italians, how they came together and they brought the Bloods in the New York Car move, you know what I mean? Because they felt like they was disrespected, you know? But before I go any further, you know, let me say this so y'all understand, you know? I mean, when I tell these stories, I'm just letting it be known so the young people understand that it's nothing nice, and no matter who you are, what name you got, what set you run with, none of that don't matter when you're in the prison, because everybody's holding down their own, okay? So now, I told y'all a story last week, you know, about an official man on Man Time, official gangster out of Philly, you know, Joey Moreno, you know? Now, this official gangster, let me let y'all know this so you understand, you know. This man sat here, he backed a black rap group, you know, back in the days. He messed with the blacks, he made sure the blacks ate with him. He 100% man, no racism, no nothing. He's straight, he official. And the story I spoke about in Beaumont, that was, you know, that was an old gangster tactic that he running, because that's an old gangster. That's called rocking a dude to sleep. Dude want you know, a couple of crumbs. That's what you call it, a couple of morsels. You know what I mean? You know, to him it might be a whole lot, you know, but to you it's nothing but morsels. Like you got a crumb on the side of your mouth, you know what I mean? And somebody wanted it and you pluck it at him. You know what I mean? That's how he handled that little move. But that was called rocking dude to sleep. And then you see how, you know, bloody and deadly it turned out at the end. So I want to definitely give Joey Moreno, you know, his round of applause. Philly in the house. Calm down, calm down. Philly in the house, calm down. You know what I mean? Like I said, he represented the blacks out there, all the homies. They love him. You know what I mean? But when you in prison, it don't matter who you are, what name you got, there's going to be somebody there that's going to be foolish enough to try you. And then the way it blow up is the way it blow up, just like that story, just like the one I'm getting ready to tell you. But I'm letting you know, like I said, I got hit in the head with a lock. Boop. And I always say, big shout out to the dude that hit me in the head with the lock. You know what I mean? Big shout out. All right, relax, y'all, relax. That's what I'm saying. Dude bust me in the head with a lock. I sat here and talked. I still have to tell y'all how, wait a second, yeah, right here, how I got this scar on my face. You understand what I'm saying? I still got to tell you that. I got that, like I said, we all behind the losing, you know, panda, what they call it, the losing side of the stick at one time or another, because they go and try us. But all that, you know, no matter how much we fall down, as long as we get up, that's all that matters. I done got hit in the head with a lock. I done got cut in the face. You understand what I'm saying? I done got shot up 4 times, jumped off a 6-story building, you know, attempted to get robbed on the street. Yes, they tried to rob me on the street, because that's what they do. You know what I mean? Just like the dude trying to rob the Cash App. You know, I'm not mad at him. I mean, it's a part of the game. But just know that there's, you know, reactions to your actions. And you're not always going to be able to hide behind a keyboard. That's why I hate a keyboard gangster. Gunshots to the keyboard gangsters. And never forget, the rats and the niggas that wear flip-flops in public get plenty of gunshots. Plenty of gunshots. Now, let me go back with the story. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Joey. You know what I mean? Official. Now, I'm going to tell you about the Boston Irish and the Italians and the Bloods in New York, how they got into it up in Raybrook. Now, you got a young Irish dude You know, because like in Lewisburg, if I get, I like to ride. Just let me ride. Let me ride. I'm going to take you places you ain't never been. Just sit back, let me ride. And don't forget, I'm going to get back to where we're going, and we're going to get to the same block at the end of the story, which is the moral and the jewels and wisdom behind what I'm giving you. Now, young Boston dude, hanging with a New York blood, a young boy. The two of them, they start a ticket together, And when they start this ticket together, they get money every night. Dudes coming in, they spending their little stamps. Like I say, you're penitentiary rich. You know what I mean? This right here in the prison mean I'm rich. This is how little it takes to be rich in the prison. So if y'all think y'all getting money, and you know what's crazy? So many people don't even have this little bit in prison. So that's why you rich when you got this. So you know what I mean? Because you go to prison, I seen dudes come in prison, ain't been in there 9 months. They 45 minutes from the hometown, can't get a visit, don't get a money order, can't go to commissary, can't afford to get on the phone, got nobody writing them, and they've been in 9 months. You understand what I'm saying? And then here I go, I've been in a decade, 2 decades, and I'm still running around penitentiary rich, looking good. That's how we do it. So now, they got the ticket, and as they get money, the Boston dude playing fair, the Boston Irish playing fair, but the blood dude, he getting high, so he robbing the kitty. So he pinching 1,000 here, 1,000 there. The Irish dude don't know it, but, he's starting to see the money's not adding up and things is not looking right. And, just the Boston Irish and the Italians, like I said, they no cowards. It's just that it don't be a lot of Italians getting locked up compared to the amount of blacks they was getting locked up. So when they get around us, they do certain things, in order to just skate by, and just make it easy because, like I said, dudes don't even have, $5 on their account. So, you go ask an Italian for a soup, you ask me for a soup, I'm going to give it to you. You know what I mean? You ask me for a mackerel and a soup and a bag of rice. That ain't nothing but $3, but that's a whole meal. Dudes be acting funny, like if, you asking for the world. You asking for, a soup and a mackerel. You know what I mean? So dudes ask one dude for a soup, one dude for a mackerel, and another dude for rice, and get it together. Now he got a little meal, and then he can catch the vegetable man, cut a little onion or green pepper up in that, whip it up with a little hot water, throw it in the microwave, and got himself a meal for the night. And, he does this every night. You know what I mean? But these dudes get money, where the blood dude is pinching $1,000 a wop, off of this dude. The Italian don't even realize it, But let me give you a little history on the Boston Irish. When I was in Lewisburg back in 1994, I had a baseball team in Lewisburg called Mecca Audio. You know what I mean? Yeah, I took Mecca Audio all the way into prison, and I won the championship that year. I keep it so real, not for the A League, for the B League. Because, I had all the misfits. I had all the dudes that when we start losing, we start arguing with each other. You know what I mean? We ready to fight each other. We even had a couple of fights in the dugout because a dude mad that a dude missed the ball. So a dude start arguing. The dude talk about, you can't do no better. Dude punch dude in the face. Next thing you know, they scrapping. You know what I mean? Then it's 3 outs, and I got to tell him, yo, stop that crap. Finish the fight on the next, on the next go round. Let's get this game going. So picture a dude punching you in the face, and then you got a man saying, yo, all right, stop. We got to take the field. So we take the field, we go back out there, we screw up again, we come back in, it's a whole nother fight going on in the dugout, and the old fight that they finished, and they fighting in between, dudes batting, making out, and going back in the field and stop fighting and go back. But that's how official, men is on man time. Dude don't like something you do, you put the mitts on them. That's how we do it, man. And, when it's in the car, when it's in the car. So, we had the Mecca Audio team, and I had the worst of the worst. Gunshots to my peoples. You know what I mean? These dudes couldn't play baseball or lick, but they was loyal to me and they just wanted to be down whatever I was doing, but they went out there and we tried to play. And we lost so many games, but from all the fighting back and forth with each other, dudes putting the mitts on a dude for missing the ball, by halfway through the season, the same dudes that sucked that didn't know how to play was now, making plays, diving, catching balls in the dirt and putting their work in. They ain't want to get punched in the face no more. You know what I mean? So dudes learned how to play the hard way. You know what I mean? So, we up there, and they had a team called the Boston Bandits. The Boston Bandits was always official, because, they played softball from out there on the street. So they came in, and they always, I don't remember who was the big winner in Lewisburg back then, but Boston Bandits was definitely, always in the playoffs. Those white guys know how to play that baseball, man. I played because I grew up in Washington Heights and out in Jersey, Votee Park. Big shout out to Freddie Green for running that. And, so it wasn't many blacks that was coming in on the crack era that knew how to play basketball. Baseball, everybody knew how to play basketball. So the Boston Bandits, they always win the game. But when you get up to Raybrook, they so deep. You know what I mean? They so deep. So, remember I'm riding. So we back in Raybrook now. So y'all keep up. That was Lewisburg. This is Raybrook. Keep up and enjoy the ride, man. You all right? Can't forget the trolls. You got to give them their gunshots to their face. All right? So now, we sitting there, and dude robbing dude in his body, so, when he find out, they go and they bring it to the New York shot callers that, the little Boston Irish cat want to see the little New York, blood dude, and, he want to put his work in because he been robbing them, and he gonna punish him, and he want to get him off the yard, So when he comes, picture this now, a white dude, these are the white Irish now, just so y'all understand how realistic, because it's geographical now, and racial. So the Boston Irish come to the New York car, say they're gonna bring the little blood dude to move. Now in the prison, so you understand, you got the New York car, and then you got the blood car, and then you got the Crip car, and then you got the Latin King car, and all this is New York. You know what I mean? Then you got the Brooklyn car, then you got the Harlem car, depends where you at. You know what I mean? But when you up in Raybrook, which is right in New York, that's how it's broken down in all these different cars. The Bronx, the Brooklyn, you know what I mean? Harlem, the Bloods, the Crip. There's 5 different groups for the blacks. And, there's a whole lot of us in prison, but I mean, there's only but so much of us. So this is how we broken down in 5 different fractions right up there in our backyard. And then you got the Boston Irish, that's one. Then you got the Italians, that's another one, you know what I mean? And then you got the ABs, for the white dudes. And they broken down like that. But the Boston Irish wanted to bring a move on this blood dude. So they come to the New York car. They tell us what's going on. We let them know, nah, we ain't going for that. Y'all can't do that. Dude wrong. We gonna tell you straight up, he dead wrong. But we gonna punish him. We gonna make sure whatever money he took, y'all get that. You know what I mean? Because we on man time, and we ain't into taking advantage of no man. So we gonna make sure he pay you Boston Irish brothers your money, and we gonna deal with him. The Irish was so gangster, they said, nah, we don't need you to deal with him. We want to spill his blood. We want him to know what time it is. And we let him know, like, nah, we can't do that. We can't allow you to put your hands on a brother. I mean, gunshots. You know what I mean? This is how we had to come together. So now when we tell them that, even though the New York car and the blood car is separate, but now that it's dealing with the race, New York had to come together with the Bloods. The Bronx had to come together with the Bloods. Queens had to come together with the Bloods. Harlem had to come together with the Bloods. You know what I mean? So, of course, the Italians came together, with the Boston Irish. And so did, the Aryan Brotherhood and the other white dudes. So now it's a big racial thing. And, the Irish brothers are saying, nah, we want ours in blood. So we tried to calm it down the best we could. He couldn't calm down. Things just got out of hand. So when things get out of hand, we go out in the yard. And, we still trying to work it out and rectify it because, like I said, it's a blood thing. You know what I mean? It had nothing to do with the New York car, the Harlem car, the Bronx, Queens, and none of us car, the Brooklyn car, none of that. These are the young brothers coming in, in the gangbanging time, but he's still a brother. And we can't allow another race to put their hands on him. But this other race felt like, nah, we can't allow him to rob our race and we not put our hands on him. So now it's a standoff, with where we're gonna go. Boston Irish saying, we want to spill his blood, and we telling them we can't allow you to spill his blood, but we're gonna take care of that for you and make sure it's paid, and then we're gonna deal with him accordingly. They're like, nah, we don't want you accordingly. We want his blood, you know? And like, yo, but we trying to explain to him the object is you want your money, right? And they say, no, we gonna get our money, you know, but we want blood, you know? So, well, if that's what it is, that's what it is. So we go to the yard, and when we couldn't, you know, be rectified in the yard, I mean, all hell break loose. Yeah, I mean, you know, you got the New York car and the Boston car and the Italian car and the Aryan Brotherhood, all these white dudes fighting all of us black dudes, everybody stabbing each other, dudes going at it. I mean, it was a madhouse, you know? But now let me ride, and we're gonna get back to that. Relax, just relax. Gunshots to those that don't understand how to relax, and I'm gonna pause for about 3 seconds so those of you that don't like to ride could just politely find somewhere else to go ride. All right, so let's start it back up now for my people that want to ride. So now we riding, and it's like I said, you know, when you go out west, our numbers is smaller because I'm talking about they moving, everybody, they try and keep you in your geographical locations. They try and keep New York on the East Coast and try and keep California on the West Coast and Chicago, Louisiana, Texas, all that, you know, in the Midwest area. So they're bigger in their cars when you get to their area, you know. So, you know, Raybrook is right there, you know, by Boston. So, of course, the Boston car big. It's right there by New York, so the Italian car bigger. But then when you take, you know, in New York and the Bronx and, you know, and the New York Bloods, they big over there, too. Well, Bloods wasn't that big because it was just coming out, just coming in, and they didn't have a lot there. But I'm going to say as far as New York. So, yeah, I just want y'all to understand how I'm breaking this down. But when we go out west, our numbers get smaller. I was on compounds in, like, you know, Atwater, where it was only 5 dudes from New York. Imagine being on a compound with 2,000 men and there's only 5 brothers from New York, you know? And now you got over 100 from everywhere else, you know, in the West Coast. And then one of those 5 getting to it with somebody from the West Coast. Now the 5 of us got to fight over 100 dudes in the West Coast. So you already know what we got to do, you know? So if you don't understand, if I say don't go to prison if y'all ain't trying to deal with this, because this ain't nothing nice. When this happened, you got to be the first one to bust your gun, you know? When you know we outnumbered, it's only 5 of us, you know what I mean? And it's over 100 of them, and one of the homies get into something, and, you know, we try and rectify it, don't get rectified, then it ain't no talking. Right there where we try and rectify it, we got to have our gun with us and just pop off on the spot. Because they're not expecting us to pop off. They're expecting to talk, go back in the mutual corner like you doing a duel, and you go, you know, back to back, and then you take 10 steps apart, then after 10, then you turn around and you fire, and you do it respectfully. But when we outnumbered and we out of our geographical location like that, nah. When we go to yard and we try and talk to, you know what I mean? Let's say, well, we try to talk to the Detroit car, the Dirty South car, the, you know what I mean, or the California Bloods or the California Crips. If we go out there, we try and rectify, and, you know, they on some, now we trying to go to war. Right there, it's nothing else to be said. That's when it's just gunshots, gunshots, gunshots. Everybody start busting off right there on the spot. So the 5 of us, we got the upper hand because police gonna come break it up, but at least now they're gonna transfer all 5 of us because they ain't gonna put us back out there because they scared that something gonna happen when they get out there because they know if we go out there, we gotta pop off again or they're gonna pop off on us. So, you know, that's how we get out of that situation. That's when you out west. But now, we riding back to Raybrook, you know, and I'm gonna sum this up, trying to keep it short to the point, you know. Now we back in Raybrook. So now we get back in Raybrook. Dudes out there, they putting it in, you know what I mean? The Boston Irish, the Italians, you know, the Bloods, you know, the Crips, the, you know, Brooklyn, you know, Bronx, Harlem. We all fighting the white dudes out there. And I'm not talking about no fist fight. I'm talking about, you know, I'm talking about dudes trying to put that knife in somebody. I mean, the work is going in. You know what I mean? And it's blood and teeth everywhere. I mean, a full-out brawl in the yard up in Raybrook. You know, all over, little blood dude taking, you know, advantage, pinching money, you know, from, you know, the Irish brother that he run the ticket with, you know? And the Irish brother said, we ain't having it. We want blood. We want to handle our own because he's took from us and we don't play that. And they were strong enough to, you know, to push that line. And when they pushed that line, it went down. Everybody stabbed each other. They wound up putting everybody in a hole. And when everybody got in the shoe, just so you understand how real it is, when they got in the shoe, you know, the Irish brother said, yo, no disrespect. We had to handle ours. That's how we wanted to get it. The brother said, that's how we handled ours. That's how we got it. So then, you know, they let us sit down and marinate. You know, the administration let us sit down and marinate for about a month, you know. And then they come and they pull out the main dudes one at a time, and they talk to them, ask them what's gonna be the call. One of your cars gotta go if y'all can't come back out together as one. And by then we don't went to rec for the month, not in the same cage, but they might put, you know, white dudes here and Spanish dudes here, and then the New York over here. But they're the Spanish dudes in the middle, but we get a chance to talk through the Spanish dude's cage over them to the white dudes and vice versa, so that we could talk about, y'all, if we're gonna pop it back off when we go out there. You know what I mean? You know, y'all feel you got your you know, your just dues, you know what I mean? And they asking, you feel you got your just dues? And it'd be like, yeah. But right now, being that, until you understand how this go for you youngins, once you pop off, that means that the debt is paid in blood. So the Boston Irish said, screw the little $6,000-7,000 that the black dude was getting over, the little blood dude was getting over. We want our money and blood out his ass. So now we in the shoe and we talking. They know they not getting paid because they chose to take theirs in blood. And you know, like that's just me. You know, I'm not one to, you know, run to the police for something. I like to get mines in blood. You know what I mean? I like to get mines in blood. I mean, that's why these music dudes didn't really like me, because they like to play the court game. You know, a music dude do something to me, I want mines in blood. You know what I mean? I don't want to go through the court process. I don't want to go through all that crap. I mean, you know, that's how my mentality was. I'm a little older now, but you know, I still don't want to go through the court thing. I'm not going to even lie to y'all, man. I want mine in blood, man. Somebody take something from me. I don't care if it's music or what. I want mine in blood. You know what I mean? I don't need no judge to tell me what they're going to give me. No. You know, once I split his blood, that's worth more than any money he owed me in the world, because I feel like I defended my honor. Because I defended what was mine. I don't need a judge to make a decision on what's mine. It's bad enough he had to make a decision on my freedom and took it for life plus 20 and had me sitting down for approximately 27 years. So why do I need to go to him when I got any issues when he already laid me down for 27 years? I think that's just me, man. You know what I mean? So not telling nobody else to live like that. I'm just telling you how I am. And that's how it is in the street. That's how it is in the penitentiary, because we hold our own. If a dude owe you money, right? Let me give you an example. We ride. A dude owe you money. You know, you on the street. A dude owe you money and you roll up on him and, you know, you ask for your money. And, you know, you tell dude, you know, you ain't got it. You trying to be respectful, whatever. And you say, I'm going to have it next week. And he like, nah, I want it now. And like, man, I ain't got it. Dude pop off and punch you in the face, stab you or whatever. You know what I mean? Once he inflict that line of violence, that means that the debt is, let me look in the camera, paid. You know what I mean? That's how you take yours in blood. So you pop off on him and tell him, you keep the money. I just want to punch you in the face. You know what I mean? Because you must think that I'm a bitch. You know, so that's how that is, man. You know, just giving it to you raw. So we in the shoe. Let's ride back to Raybrook. So we in the shoe and we talking, and the administration after 30 days, they want us to let them know what we plan on doing or whatever. So we came up with the agreement that the Irish said, man, we got ours in blood, we good. You know what I mean? Period. But now when we go out, you're Irish official. You know what I mean? The Italian's official. That's why, you know, I had to make that special announcement so you know about the Dundalga of Philly. You know what I mean? Joey Merlano. You know what I mean? So you understand. You know, the Italians is official. The Italians, you know, and the Irish, they both said straight up, you know what I mean? They both said straight up, we got ours in blood, but the little homie still want to see your little homie one-on-one. We all go back out. We ain't beefing with each other. We good. But the little homie still want to see your little homie for what he did, you know? And this ain't about, you know, the money, because we took ours in blood, you know? But we're letting you know now, this the Irish card, that when we get back out there, you know what I mean? Our little homie trying to see, you know? So, you know, of course, when we got back out, they went and knuckled it up. You know what I mean? And, you know, we let them get a fair one. You know what I mean? Because that's how it is. I mean, if a man want a fair one, you give it to him. They could have got that from the beginning and prevented all of this. And that's what's so crazy, how dudes don't think, because they just get hot-headed and just try to hold down what they hold down. They could have just said, my little homie trying to see your little homie because your little homie owe my little homie some money, and he want a one-on-one in the cell, or he want a one-on-one in the day room, or one-on-one in the bathroom, or one-on-one in the gym, or one-on-one in the back of the gym. He could have got a one-on-one anywhere and would have saved everybody getting stabbed up, teeth everywhere, and us sitting in a hole for 90 days until they worked it out, you know? But the Boston Irish, you know, like they call themselves, you know, they got the, I know they're not all one, but they got the Boston Bandits. I just love them, man. Big shout out. All right, relax. I just love the Boston Bandits, man, you know, that fraction. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I respect everybody, but I love them because from I met them in Lewisburg, they always been 100, man. They always been 100. They got the funny talk like we got the funny slick talk. They got their funny slick talk for up there where they at, where, you know, up in Boston, they say the car, you know? Where what kind of car you got? What kind of car you got? You know what I mean? And, you know, just certain things they say was just funny to me, like certain things I said was funny to them. But anyway, so when we get out the joint, they go back and they get to knuckle it up. You know what I mean? And I mean, they was brawling. And that's what I like about it, you know what I mean? But my thing is, y'all could have did that from the beginning. You could have did that from the beginning. But instead you talking about, nah, you know, y'all gonna do, nah, your man could have dealt with him. But you were saying that, you know, your car wanted to deal with one of ours. Never we gonna let a group of, you know, any other race jump on, or anybody from outside of our car. But especially when you deal with another race, because now all the blacks came in, and big shout out to Ohio. Big shout out to Ohio. Because the Ohio car, they had a strong blood car over there. So the Ohio car moved with us, but not just because they had a strong blood car and the kid was a blood, but they moved with us, even the ones that wasn't blood from Ohio, because, you know, it was a black and white thing. When it's a black and white thing, like I said, everybody come together as one, man. Do y'all understand the level of unity and loyalty that we have within the prison system? And that's what we try and bring out here, you know? Hold up, one of the brothers calling from prison, man. It's early, too.
This call is from a federal prison. You will not be charged for this call. This call is from...
Oh, man, fingers, my man.
This call will be recorded and subject to monitoring at any time. To accept this call, press 5. To block this call, you may begin speaking now.
Rude boy.
Hey,
What's up? Yeah, I'm down here doing a video. You know, we get our little early morning calls because, you know, I get up when the doors pop, the same as you get up when the doors pop. Even though I've been out here 3 years, I'm still conditioned to be up when the doors pop time. You know, which is when the sun come up. You know, yeah. So what's going on, family?
I'm chilling. You know, man, I just came in from, I ran a couple miles, you know what I'm saying? I went out there, hit the 315 for a couple times, you know, see where I'm at. And did my cardio and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just chilling, man.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go get my push-ups and pull-ups in. I got the whole little push-up, pull-up, dip bar, you know, like we got in the yard in the prison in my backyard, and a little Everlast weight bench. I ain't got nothing on it but a little, you know, 25s on each side. I ain't doing no 315 pounds or nothing, you know? But just something for me to play with.
but you know, I'm a big dude, but I'm 6'4", 250 pounds, so you know what I mean? It's all muscle. So, you know what I mean? I got to stay conditioned and everything like that, man, because when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, you feel me? So I put myself in that mold and stuff like that, man, because just because you take a line lion out the jungle, that doesn't make him a lion no more. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's how it is, man. But I mean, what's up, Champ? I mean, I went to see if I had some message, if I had a message from you, man, giving me that information. That link, what's up?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna do that today. Listen, yesterday, cause I started a new style of music that I'm gonna do, putting a little rap record. I'm doing it, but I ain't rapping. I put a unique record together, and we shot the video yesterday. So we was all up and down Harlem and all the projects shooting. And by the time I got home, and it was hot. So by the time I got home at 11:30 last night, man, I took a shower and crashed, you know. And you know, that's my bag. I looked at the message this morning before I came down here, but I remember I told you to call this morning, so. You know, yeah, that's a green light. I'm gonna shoot that to you as soon as I go up. You know what I mean? As soon as I'm done with this. But you know, I don't want to hold your minutes up, man. But I was just telling them about how the Boston Irish and the Italians got it on in Raybrook. You know, with the Bloods in the New York car because a young Irish dude was messing with a young Blood dude, and with a ticket, they had a ticket together, and the Blood dude was stealing money, pinching money out the kitty, and the Italian, the Irish brothers. They wanted to see the dude in the New York car, said, nah, your man can see him one-on-one or whatever, but we're not going to have y'all jumping on him or none of that. They didn't want to go for it. The Irish pushed the line. They went to the yard. You tell them what happened. Because it's a typical, how it goes. What happened when that happened, family?
I mean, you know, things like that could either get resolved in two ways only, you know, whether, you know, you dismantle it, you know, try to find some type of position where nobody loses face. You know what I'm saying? Or if not, then, you know, it goes from one extreme to the next. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it usually is and everything when everybody come together as a unit and transform. So, you know, I mean, it depends on the situation and how volatile it gets. But other than that, man, you know what I mean? Those things can get resolved two ways. You know that.
Okay, but now that's what I'm saying. Now the Boston Irish said, nah, we want ours in blood. You know what I mean? We getting at the homie. So what we got to do now as blacks and New Yorkers and Bloods and whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, not for nothing, not disrespecting nobody, but I didn't know they was built like that to be making them type of moves like that. But you know, if that's what it is, that's what it is. Then you know, we war. You know, that's just how it go, bro.
Yeah, but see, I'm glad you said that. You know what I mean? This is up in Raybrook, and you know that's right by Boston. It's the FCI, and this is in their backyard, so it was a lot of them. So of course they chest out.
Yeah, but you gotta understand in that situation up there in that camp that you're talking about, man, that's like 400 or 500 New Yorkers up there, man. At all times. There's never been a time when there wasn't that many up there.
But this was a Blood that got into it with him, not the whole New York, New York. And Bloods moved separate, you know what I mean? Until something happened. So it was the Bloods, and it wasn't that many dudes that was Bloods at the time, because this is back in the early 2000s. You know what I mean? Like 2 decades ago, you know?
Yeah.
So now, of course, you know, we as the men had to come together to assist them, because we definitely ain't going to let them do nothing, you know, to no brother.
I mean, yeah, you know, once you're under that umbrella, man, you know, the NY thing and everything like that, you know, dudes form Voltron and stuff like that, man. You work out your differences after of who was wrong. There's no right or wrong in regards when it comes to representing where you're from and stuff like that. So when altercations occur that you have to be involved in, man, dudes, we just deal with that stuff like that, and then we assemble after and find out what really transpired, man. You know, but we gotta hold shit down. I mean, it ain't like we're gonna let nobody get. It's a hands-off policy. That's what we deal with. You know, so we deal with our own, they deal with our own. But once you cross that line and want to utilize or advocate violence towards us as a unit, then you don't even know what it is, man. You know what I mean?
And that's what I just explained to him, that, you know, after it popped off, everybody stabbed each other, and, you know, everybody went to the hole. Then, you know, everybody in the rec cage. And then, you know what I mean? That's where the differences was worked out, where the administration said, we're going to let y'all back out, or we're going to transfer y'all where y'all want to go from here, you know? And the Irish car, they checked. Yo, the Irish car chest was so out back, up there, that they said, all right, we're going to leave it alone, but the little Irish homie still want to see the Blood homie on a one-on-one. I said, we could have did that from the door, right or wrong.
Of course, man. I mean, if it came down to that in the end, man, there was no need for everybody to, you know, come together like that, man, and draw tips so the administration could know what's going on. That's usually what happens when dudes want to continue to push something that's small like that. You know what I'm saying? Because real men don't move like that. You know what I'm saying? If it's a small issue that get dealt with, under the rug without all the eyes being observant to it. But once you start talking about let's meet on the yard and stuff like that, man, it's like you drawing a tip, you're looking for help. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause if it came down to that at the end, you could have did that in the cell somewhere. You know what I mean?
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? My man just calling in. He didn't even hear the conversation, but that's how it played out. I just want them to know the universal rule when they're in prison. That's why I say don't go to prison, because there's rules that must be followed and code and conduct that's followed. Right or wrong.
Most is, man. There's certain things, man, that we adhere to while we in these situations, man, because, they don't sell no guns on canteen or nothing like that. That's what dudes got to understand, man. Them joints get left in the streets, so in here you got to man up, you know what I'm saying? So, you either your hand game got to be on 100 or, man, you got to be intellectually inclined, man. You got to know how to think. If you can't think, man, dudes going to run circles around you, man, because this is a whole different environment, you know what I'm saying? You really got to be, dudes in here men, but they're manimals, man. They're man and beast. That's just how it is, man. You got to be both,
So that's what it is. I don't want to hold your minutes up with this, you know what I mean? But, yo, if anything, hit me back. As a matter of fact, you call me back on your next call, 'cause I'm getting ready to cap this out. You called at the right time after I summed it all up. So you just, stamp what I was saying so they understand that this is how it go. And this is a brother. Tell him your name, what your thing is. Then go. That's what I'm saying. Go. We're going to talk later. I'm going to tell them who you are. But I'm going to shoot you that info right now. All right?
Please do. Thank you.
I got you, family. All right. Peace. All right. So that was the homie Fingers, so you understand. Jimmy Fingers, he started off with 9 life sentences and 300 years. He tripped it down, and now he think he got 3 life sentences. So he kicked off, 6, still got 3 more. Been in from he was 19, he turned 50 this year. And he's still on man time because he's still in the belly of the beast, and he carry the morals and principle of the street, of the essence in his heart, no matter where he goes. If they send us to Jupiter, this is how we roll it. If they send us to Mars, this is how we roll it. So that's why a lot of people, they talk about, oh, New York is safe, America is safe, this is safe. No, it's not safe, because you still got men of honor that follow a certain, morals and principles and codes, and they cross paths with those that don't understand the danger that they in when they violate those morals, principles, and codes. So be careful when you out there, man. And for you suckers wearing flip-flops, don't wear them in public. Don't wear them in public. Yo, I will even give you one. I was slipping. I'll tell you about that later. I was slipping the other day. You know what I mean? Like I said, I tell my faults too. You know what I mean? I wore some flip-flops outside my crib. You know what I mean? Outside, I'm in I was at that little house in Jersey, and my son-in-law came by to pick up the grandkids, and I wanted to show him my work equipment in the backyard. So I had the slippers on in the crib. So I walked out the front door. I see him out there, and I walk him in the back, and I show him the joint. And gunshots do you need? I walked outside with the flip-flops. Why did I do that in front of my son-in-law? That, I already checked him on wearing flip-flops, checked him on putting my grandkids in flip-flops in public, and then here I go. So I take him in the backyard, and I come walk back in the front, and he looks at me, and he says, yo, what you doing? I said, what you talking about? He's talking about, what's up with the flip-flops outside? And being that he had the car running, pick up the grandkids, I'm in a safe environment, I figured I'd just step outside the door and, walk him in the backyard and show him my little pull-up bar, dip bar, my little Everlast weight bench, my Roman chair, my ab machine. I got the whole joint in the backyard. Because like my man said, we got to stay war ready so we ain't never got to get ready. Because you never know when one of the trolls, might cross my path, and, we got to make a YouTube video on how I'm going to handle the troll. But anyway, gunshot to the trolls and flip-flop wearers in public. Gunshot to the trolls and flip-flop wearers in public. But anyway, so he got on me, and I began to explain to him, which is another word for, in psychological term, it's called mollifying. I began to mollify the situation by explaining to him, you had the car running, I just stepped out for a minute to walk in the back, then I had to just check myself, and just straight up tell him, yo, you know what, you right. You know, let me look at the camera. I was wrong. I was dead wrong for crossing my threshold in my house to enter into public, even though it was on my private property in the front yard in flip-flops. The backyard, I could have got away with it. But I'm in the front yard by the street. So my man, my son-in-law says to me, damn, so what if a car ran up on the curb and was about to hit little man? How you gonna help him in flip-flops? That's where I had to leave it alone. You know what I mean? That's where I had to leave it alone. I said, you know what? You're right, man. You know? And to be honest, it's how real I keep it. That's the first time since I've been home I ever wore flip-flops across my threshold into, you know, into the street. Which was, it was still in my yard. I never even went in the street, you know? But I violated because I shouldn't have wore them in the front yard like that. In the backyard, you do that. You know what I mean? But in the front yard, you don't do that because you don't know what happened. You know what I mean? A dude run up and try and do something to you or whatever. But you know, in the backyard, you strapped. You good, you know? So I'm going to just say that and just tap out. I just want to give y'all this, man, you know. Can y'all miss the prison stories? I like to do the but a lover dog joints because I hate a lover dog nigga. I mean, I hate those but I love a dog dudes, man. You know what I mean? It's nothing wrong with loving a dog. Let me get the camera. It's nothing wrong with loving her, you know? But don't sit here and tell me you hustling in the street, you getting money, and you love some chick. Because if you're talking to a chick when you're getting money on the street, that just means that she's talking to you because of who you are, what you got, or how good you boning her. And she want bragging rights to say that you boned her. You know what I mean? And then she gonna look for somebody else that got a name, getting money, you know, and gonna bone her real good. So you're not the only one gonna be with her. So you can't love her, dog. You wanna love her? Go get a job. You know, go get a job you want to love her. Now, I'm going to tap out on that note, man.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
How was that?